Hello everyone, it's Stray Faye here with another episode of Variable Barricade, reaching the finale of Ichiya's route. So last episode, Ichiya took Hibari out on their last date, in quotation marks, to have one last confession and tell her how he feels, as like the last chance in getting her to fall for him, and doing so negate this like whole marriage shenanigans with Kazuya. But Hibari couldn't reciprocate his feelings because she still has doubt that like he may pick some other woman, like who shows him the same like warmth and like love that like she would give him, and at the time he just didn't have the words that could placate her. So it looks like things are gonna get a little dramatic. We have this big board chapter here. Without you, Ichiya's crazy stunt causes a panic. After a long car chase, the two of us arrive at, I was like, huh? Is it gonna be a car chase? I mean, I guess not the craziest thing that has happened, but alright, let's play this event. I had to do something about Ichiya. Yeah, he's like gone, no contact, and but the party's coming up. But no matter how anxious I was to take action, there wasn't much I could do if he refused to show himself. Inexorably, the days on the calendar ticked by. And then December 23rd. It was the eve of my engagement announcement, and my heart was heavy with despair. Of course, I couldn't rely on grandfather for help. Looking to Kazu for advice was out of the question. Why not ask grandfather for help? This is like the rest of your life. Even Taiga and the others, who are usually happy to nose their way into my business and give me advice, were quiet. Maybe they were fed up with me too. I tried calling him one last time, but Ichiya still won't answer. Not that he would. I mean, how could he still have feelings for a spoiled girl who spoke so cruelly to him? I wondered where he was, and what he was doing, but there's no way for me to know. Shall we be off, Miss Hibari? The master awaits us at the main estate. All right. Kasuga quietly opened the car door for me. I slid into the back seat. I was on my way to the main estate to officially confirm my engagement to Kazu. And tomorrow at the Christmas Eve party, when we announce our partnership with the Shinzaki group, that engagement would be made public. I could still remember the looks on Tsumugi and Aramura's faces when I told them everything. They were kind enough to give me all that advice. I feel bad about letting them down. I was unhappy with how things had turned out. I still wanted to see Ichiya, to talk to him just one more time. But this was reality. There is no such thing as true love. Once adults made a decision, no child could hope to overturn it. And now here's the problem here. This is marriage, and you're still a child, so that's not really a decision that the adults should be making here. I was powerless. Everything was too late. Much too late. Me realizing my feelings. Me finding the words to say to Ichiya. I have no one to blame but myself. There's nothing more I can do except give in. What's up? Oh. The car suddenly jerked to a stop. I was almost thrown to the back of the seat in front of me, but my seatbelt thankfully locked before I could actually hit it. Okay, seatbelt announcement here. Make sure you buckle in, guys. Kasuga? What in the world just happened? My sincere apologies, miss. Another car suddenly swerved into our lane and blocked us off. Another car? Baffled, I looked out of the window and spied the front of the other car. Wait a minute. That's Ichiya's sports car. I'd ridden in that car more than once. I could never mistake it. Ichiya? My body moved before my brain could catch up. I fumbled with my seatbelt, and when the latch finally unbuckled, I jumped out of the car. Ichiya was just stepping out of his car, too. My eyes filled with tears when I saw him. He slowly walked towards me. But his eyes were empty, his expression blank. It didn't seem like he was happy to see me. Something didn't feel right. Come on. Huh? What? I barely had enough time to blink, confused before he took my wrist and tugged. Mr. Mitsumori, what on earth do you think you're doing? Ichiya didn't even react to Kasuga's indignant shout. He tugged my arm harder, dragging me along in a rough manner that was utterly unlike him. When we reached his car, he yanked the door open and shoved me in. He's gonna kidnap her. Ichiya ignored my disoriented squeak. He leaned across me to grab my seatbelt and buckle me up. Oh, thank God he does that. Safety first. Then he dashed around the front of his car and slid into the driver's seat, slamming the door behind him. I was like, that's why we needed the bodyguard. I guess Kasuga's like, my job description does not involve wrestling men. Ichiya? Huh? He wordlessly stomped on the gas pedal. The car obligingly leapt forward, tires screeching. Where are we going? Are we eloping? I craned my head backwards. Kasuga stood stunned on the roadway, watching helplessly as we drove away. What on earth? What is going on here? Kasuga? Kasuga? Are you okay? Are we like right next to home? Mr. Yagami, Mr. Itsurugi, and Mr. Mayuzumi. Why are you here? Never you mind about us. What happened to Hibari? Not to mention Ichiya. There has been an unexpected turn of events. What? Ichiya kidnapped Hibari? Damn it! We were a step too far behind. What are you doing? We have to hurry and go after them. I have a dreadful feeling that this time, something truly terrible might happen. Me? What are all of you doing? It's particularly odd to see you, Mr. Mayuzumi, so visibly distressed. Well, duh. Of course we'd be freaking distressed when we wake up and find this on the living room table. I'm certain that Ichiya must have sneaked back in the house overnight to leave that for us. Read it. Quickly. Well. Now do you see just how bad this is? Quit gawking like a clubbed fish and come with us. We have to chase after them. You make a compelling point. If worst comes to worst, it's possible Miss Hibari may wind up being dragged along with him. Aren't you going to inform the main estate? That isn't important. Right now, our foremost priority is catching up with those two before anything happens. Okay. Is Kasuga maybe in on it? Because he did phone Ichiya. He was like the last man to contact Ichiya. And he's kind of acting a little slow right now. is kind of unlike Kasuga. Alright, alright, then I'll drive. Wait, you can drive? Nayata, you know how to drive? I wasn't aware you even had a license. Yeah, I had the exact same thought. I was like, have we ever seen Nayata drive? We've seen him in the car as like a bodyguard, but... Of course I know. Heck, this is exactly the kind of situation that my driving skills are tailored for. Maybe he does it for his part-time job. Maybe he's a part-time Uber driver. Driving skills that are tailored for a mess like this? Do we even want to know? Oh. Oh, do you mean like he had to drive to learn how to like bodyguard? Now is not the time to hesitate, gentlemen. Mr. Yagami, if you please. Leave it to me. Everyone hurry and get in. I'm not so sure about this. Quit waffling, Shion. Get in. Okay, Kasuga looks pleased as punch here. He's in on it. Okay, meanwhile, we're barreling along. The sports car zoomed through a quiet residential district. I still couldn't wrap my head around what was happening. I had wanted to see Ichiya for so long, and here he was. But my confusion stifled my happiness. Ichiya? Why are you doing this? I hesitantly spoke up. Ichiya never took his eyes from the road ahead as he said with complete seriousness. Hibari, let's just keep driving. Let's both run away. Okay, let's elope. What? Wait a minute. Run away? What are you even talking about? I'm due at the main estate. If you go there, you'll be engaged to Kazuya. I can't let that happen. I won't. I refuse to allow it. In fact, you know what? Screw it. To hell with everyone else's opinion. Ichiya? And with the childish outburst. Eek! Ichiya put his full weight on the accelerator. Okay, he's got nuts. Also, shaky screen. We've got the fight music here. Oh, Tsubugi. So it's finally come to this, has it? Poor Hibari is going to be married off to Mr. Shinzaki. Her heart and Mr. Mitsumori's forever sundered. Don't let it get to you, Kano. You did everything you could for her. These two are just like hanging out. Hey, just curious. Am I crazy or are there fewer cars than usual driving around today? Oh, that's because there's a big corporate event going on. From now until the end of Christmas, the roads here will be cordoned off so that they can put on a fancy parade for the public. It isn't just here either. I hear they're holding a parade over in Shibuya too. Really? A parade, huh? Aramura? You've been staring into the distance without blinking for longer than a human should. What do you see? Hey, Kano, about that parade. Does it happen to involve a car chase between a sports car and a fancy luxury sedan? Excuse me? Was it Hibari? They're just watching the car chase. Hibari! Wait a minute. Was that Mr. Yagami and the others? What in the world is going on? It looked fine though. Though if you ask me, whatever it is seems a lot cooler than some lame-ass parade. Like, just watching him zoom down the street, like, well, I guess that's cool. Somebody please! Stop him! I clutched at my seatbelt, white-knuckled, and pale as a ghost as we continue to race down the street at frightening speed. Ugh, damn it! Won't they just give up already? Hey! If anyone should give up! No. All the chibies in the car. Like, kind of like Kazuga is like giving orders. Drive faster! Yo, Ichiya, we finally caught up to you. Don't you go thinking you're gonna lose to us. Nayata, please, really. Could you drive a little more within the legal speed limit? Hibari! Nayata? And Kasuga, too! Fancy driving, Nayata. I'll give you that. But I can't afford to let you catch me. Not now. Oh, wait! You aren't going to... Ah! Oh no, he's got nuts! We are in a sports car. I don't think they'll be able to keep up. Ichiya stomped down harder on the gas. The car immediately lurched forward with renewed vigor. Fortunately, through some stroke of fortune, there weren't many people on the roads. That's oddly convenient, which makes us think this is probably planned, but probably not by Ichiya. I'm guessing Kasuga must have pulled some strings? But I was still paralyzed by the fear that we might careen off the road and hurtle into a building at any moment. I know, right? This is so dangerous. This is like totally not the right thing to do. They could crash. They could get wrapped around a friggin' lamppost. Ichiya, please! You have to calm down. I mean it. What are you trying to do? I'm doing what's necessary to keep any other man from taking you away from me. What? Did he mean that he was trying to prevent my engagement to Kazu from happening? Then, can I hope that he hasn't abandoned his feelings for me? If so, I'd be thrilled, but... I'm not exactly in a romantic mood right now. Yeah, no, she's not like, please rescue me, Ichiya. She's freaking scared out of her mind. My heart was undeniably racing, but that was out of fear and not romantic fascination. Thank you very much. I mean, was that like that confused feelings? Like if you feel fear, you can like confuse it for love sometimes. No matter his reasons, this situation is simply beyond acceptable. I have to find some way of stopping him. Uh-oh. Oh no, he's even darker. Before long, we left the heart of the city and swerved onto a highway. We drove for miles. It's like the police haven't like come to stop it. We're clearly speeding. I had no idea where Ichiya was taking me. Ichiya? You understand what you're doing, right? You could wind up making enemies of both of our families. I know. I don't care. Ha! They could do whatever they want. I'm not afraid of anything anymore. I'll even commit crimes for your sake. Whether they want to destroy my reputation or lock me up, fine. Bring it on. Ichiya? I felt my cheek twitch. His grip on sanity was loosening. Come on, Nayata. Let's make this sporting. You think you can catch up to me, huh? Try it. I dare you. Damn it, there he goes again. Can't this clunker keep up with him? The engine's got the power, yeah, but the body's way heavier than a sports car. Might not hold out. Yeah, I think this is mostly meant, like this car is mostly meant for comfort. Not for speeding. I hate to interrupt, but, are you sure we should be doing this sort of thing on public roads? It doesn't seem wise. That doesn't matter right now. No doubt the spectacle of a Tojo kidnapping will defang any charges. Mr. Yagami, run this car onto the ground if you must. We just use all necessary speed to catch up to them. Got it. Ready to puke. His poor delicate sensibilities. The car chase continued into the night, blazing through the city streets and beyond. Oh, good thing he had enough gas in the tank. The scenery outside my window went from cramped city buildings to sprawl of suburbia to seaside roads. What am I going to do? Still going. Still crazy. The car certainly wasn't getting any slower. Wild-eyed Ichiya never slackened his grip on the wheel. He's like, am I in love with this man? Question mark. Crazy. He's got nuts. He's turned into the scariest one. Hibari! And Nayata and the others are still hot in her tail, always just a step behind. If this keeps up, eventually the police will. Wait, where are the police? We've been at this for ages now. They can't be that clueless, can they? Police, our families, whoever. I didn't care anymore. I just wanted someone to put a stop to this. A desperate prayer was starting to form in my head when something finally did happen. Damn it, I'm out of gas? The sports car's dashboard started to beat frantically and the vehicle began to slow. Thank God! It's about time this ended. Or so I thought. I was foolish to believe the game would end so easily. Hibari, get out, quickly! Are we gonna run? There's no way we can outrun Nayata. Like, there's no way. What? Apparently, Ichiya still wasn't ready to wave the white flag. Hurry, now! The hell? The guy ditched his car! And he took the babe with him. Let's go after him. Wait a minute. I have to... Well, no. Why don't you just leave me here? I can guard the car. He's like, no, I don't want to run. Don't worry, Shion. I'll give you a piggyback ride. We ran up a steep mountain road, Ichiya clutching me by the wrist and dragging me along behind him. I had no idea what was going on, but I knew I was done. Ichiya, please! I silently begged Ichiya to notice how exhausted I was. All the running had left me breathless. Looks like we're here. Uh-oh. Why are we at a cliff? I thought Kasuga was gonna be the crazy one. I didn't think Ichiya was gonna be the crazy one. Even Hibari's like, oh no! We finally came to a halt and... I stared speechless for more than one reason. Did I somehow wind up in an afternoon soap opera? We stood atop an open cliff. Oh no, are we gonna do like lover suicide? Is this it? Oh god. What if it was like the bad ending? Cause like depending on whether or not or like the normal end, right? Cause if you lose the barricade board at this stage, like either go to like love end or like another end. Like, what's the other end to this? Ichiya looked every bit like a cornered villain in a cheesy drama show. Ichiya? I kept my voice quiet, worried that I might startle him into doing something rash. Ichiya was on edge, figuratively and literally. It'd only taken a few steps for him to plunge headfirst into the heaving ocean far, far below. Kasuga, Nayata, Taiga, Shion, anyone! Please just get here soon! While I struggled with my rising panic, Ichiya simply stood in front of me. His face looked serene, but intense emotion flicked in the back of his gaze, like dancing candle flames. Like, seeing a solution here, but like, it's totally not the right solution. Ichiya? He finally spoke up, shouting to be heard over the roar of the waves, smashing ceaselessly against the cliffs. Hibari, please! You have to choose me! Huh? My heart raced, though not out of fear this time. It raced out of elation. He still cares! Yes! He did a whole car chase for you! If only I could see him one more time. I'd wish for that chance over and over. I thought of everything I would say should I get that opportunity. There were so many things I wanted to tell him. But right now, I needed to realize where both of us were standing. I felt cold sweat beat on my brow. Say the wrong thing. Oh no. I didn't think. Oh no. He's the real sick one. I must be very, very careful. If this comes out wrong, things could go very, very badly. Very, very quickly. Definitely can't ignore him. Ichiya stood waiting for my answer, and I said, yes, calm down. No, the right answer is thank you. It's like when you say like calm down to someone who's like raging, that just does the opposite of calming them down. Thank you. First, more than anything, I wanted to thank him for not giving up on me. I'm happy, really honestly happy that you still feel this way, but what? Am I still not good enough? I flinched as Ichiya's shout tore my words away. And that was exactly the wrong thing to do. He must have mistaken my silence for rejection, because his voice started rising in panic. Why? Why are you still hung up on asking why it has to be you? No, that wasn't it. It was a query that I'd since dropped. But I couldn't deny that I had asked him that cruel question, and the memory of doing so kept me quiet. What do I do? How do I get this across to him? Panic started rising inside me. I knew I should say something, but I couldn't. Ichiya grew impatient. Ugh. Hell with it! I don't care! I don't care anymore! He shouted while he pumped his fists and stomped like a child throwing a tantrum. Why do I have to keep asking such a brutal question? And he started crying. I thought about it, okay? I've gone over it again and again and again. I've lost sleep trying to think of an answer. But I don't know, okay? I just don't. I can't think of a single damn reason why it has to be you and no one else. There, I said it. I don't know why. And how could I? Ichiya! Freaking drove this man to the brink. Ichiya wailed, tears dripping from his eyes. Desperate, but also heartfelt. Maybe it could have been someone else. Hell, there are 3 billion women on this planet. Maybe there's a chance I could fall in love with someone else in the wide world. But you were the one I fell in love with first, okay? And I'm sick of pretending I love any other woman than you. It's a stupid farce, and I don't want to do it. I don't want to hand out my feelings to just anyone when I don't know if it'll be worth the pain. Yeah, so maybe the old me was different. But I can't be like that anymore. Not when I found the real thing. I'm done with that crap. I stood frozen to the spot, unable to move as Ichiya let all of his emotions gush out in a torrent. His tear-stoked face was twisted in pain. It was the same vulnerable expression he showed only to me. Honestly, how far will he go for me? All I saw was pure raw love. His heart was exposed and unguarded. Please, I don't care if it's a lie. I don't care if you're just doing it to get out of having to marry Kazuya. I don't care. Just say it. Say that you love me. He wasn't confessing as much as he was simply begging. This time, he wasn't petitioning for my love by holding out his hand to me. He was waving both his hands in my face desperately. Was now the time to say it? Was now the moment when I acknowledged my feelings and held out a hand to... Oh. Sorry. Oh, that's Kasuga. That's far enough, Mr. Mitsubori. They caught up to us. I guess Nayata did have to give Shion a piggyback, so that probably slowed him down. Yep, they're all here. The others finally arrived, storming up to the cliff path and bringing me back around to reality. Stop this dumb crap, Ichiya! Let her go! And get your damn full self back down here, too! Kasuga! Everyone! I turned reflexively towards them, taking one step in their direction. Oh. No! Don't go! Ichiya darted forward and clutched at my arm, preventing me from moving any further. Ichiya? But this really isn't the place. If we can at least settle down and go somewhere calmer. I opened my mouth to say as much, but my words were jolted to a halt when I heard Ichiya mumble behind me. If I still haven't proven my love, then I'm gonna... Huh? What did you just say? Oh no, no, he's gonna be like, I'm gonna jump! Oh no, don't do this! That's like totally a red flag too, if like someone threatens their life, like, just because you won't say you love them or you won't stay with them. Oh, Ichiya. I mean, yeah, totally red flag here, don't do this to people. But also, yeah, like, I still feel bad for Ichiya because he like was put to that, pulled to the brink. But still, waving the red flag here. I looked behind me, but the glare of the moon behind Ichiya shadowed his face, making it impossible to read. Then, if you won't even pretend to love me, then I'm gonna kill myself. What? Holy crap, he meant it. I mean, yeah, the note he left at the house was supposedly his will, but I didn't believe he'd actually do something this stupid. He must be as serious about this as he says. Ichiya, wait! Don't do anything rash! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! I'm not gonna let anyone have Hibari. Not you. Not Kazuya. Not anyone else. Uh-oh. He still has a hold of her! Wait, what are our options here? We calm him down, we get off the cliff. Or he jumps and takes Hibari with him. Like, that's the only way I can see this going down in, like, any other route. There was absolutely no doubt I was living through the climax of a TV soap opera. Ichiya whirled around and stalked towards me, his moonlit face a ghastly mask. Well, what's your answer? For Hibari, she's like, I don't know what to do. This is not fair. This is not fair for Hibari. Don't tell me you still don't believe I mean what I say. Or are you disgusted with me for even thinking of pulling a stunt like this? I didn't say that. My need to come up with an answer, any answer as quickly as possible, warred with my panicky desire to diffuse the tense situation. But words escaped me again. My emotions were a jumble. After a moment, Ichiya said, "Enough of this." Huh? One step. Ichiya's his eyes downcast, took one step backwards. Wait a minute. 2 steps. So that's your answer, huh? Okay. Then, I'm done with everything. With life. I felt all the blood drain from my face. 3 steps. If you won't believe me, then I'll prove that my love for you is real by throwing myself off the cliff and into the sea. I was struck silent. My lips moved, but nothing came out. This is not something a high schooler should need to deal with. The others kept their distance, frozen. They knew if they tried anything now, there could be dire consequences. Ichiya took a 4th step. He had backed himself all the way to the edge of the cliff. A 5th step would be his last. I admit it, okay? His eyes were brimming with tears. I can't live without you. In that instant, my eyes snapped wide open. Barricade battle! This is such an odd place for this. Okay, is this really the turning point? I'm afraid to see what would happen if we failed the barricade board. And my body moved before my mind knew what I was doing. I reached out. Uh-oh. He was like ready to jump. I latched onto Ichiya's arm with all my strength. Don't do it, man. Hibari? He stared for a moment, caught by surprise, but his shock didn't last long. Let go of me! I don't want to drag you down with me! He yanked at his arm, trying to pull out of my grasp. I tightened my grip, determined not to let him get away. Letting go was the last thing I wanted to do, no matter what. But first there was something I had to know for sure. It's my life, I'll do what I want with it. If I don't have you by my side, my life isn't worth having. So I'm going to... Do you mean it? I kept my voice quiet. Even, nevertheless. Ichiya froze in his tracks. Huh? Answer me. Do you mean it when you say that you can't live without me? My voice was dangerously soft. Creepily soft, even. He looked at me, obviously confused. Yeah, you bet I mean it. Why else would I do something crazy like this? He fidgeted and stuttered when he spoke, but his nod was confident. Blessedly confident. Without you, I just... Oh no. Hibari? The words started to waver around Ichiya's stunned face, or the world rather. He clearly had no idea what he just said, and how very much it meant to me. That's it. Slowly they began to fall. His words had been the key that unlocked the warm tears now brimming in my eyes. That's what I wanted to hear. I didn't really need a reason. I just wanted to hear that I was the only one. The others had made me realize how unfair my question to Ichiya was, and I regretted asking him. It was a question even I had no answer for. I knew it wounded him to hear it, and it made me feel horrible. But I needed to hear it. Even if I didn't, then even if I knew we were in love, I couldn't stop myself from fearing you might someday leave me. Just like all the others. I can't deny that deep in my heart, I was saddened that there was no true answer to that question. Even knowing it was an impossible fantasy, I had very much wanted to hear him give me a reason why it had to be me. I was terrified that, as long as we were alive, someone might come along to replace me, and I just couldn't stop myself. But he said it, Even though I knew how I felt about you a long, long time ago. Ichiya had said it. He had no way of knowing that was exactly what I needed to hear, but he still said it for me. Slowly, I let his arm slip out of my grasp. My hand slid down to take his, and I gently tugged him away from the cliff's edge. 1 step, 2, 3, 4, then another, then another. Hibari? Visibly confused, Ichiya meekly let me pull him along as he tried to process what was happening. I looked at him and said, "Say that to me again." Huh? Say what you told me a moment ago, just one more time. I smiled shyly. I could tell I was blushing deeply. If you do, I'll give you my answer. Oh, sure. Ichiya blinked, finally catching on. He took in a deep breath to compose himself, and then slowly exhaled. He straightened up, turning to face me directly. I looked up at him, certain I had my eyes on the most handsome man in existence. Then he began to speak, raising his voice so it could carry over the crashing of the waves. I won't give you a line from a cheap romance novel, like I was born to meet you or anything like that. Because this is reality, not some paperback story about destined lovers. Anything can happen, but I still love you. That's as true as it ever was. If you love me back, I'll do anything for you, no matter how petty or pathetic it might be. If I can't love you, if you don't love me, then I don't want to live. I need you in my life. It was his final confession. His real final confession, and he means it too. He's by a cliff and everything. The last little something that had been gnawing at the back of my mind for so long faded away, and if that's the case, sure. My heart burned with warmth. I was so happy. I could barely squeeze out my response. If you're gonna put it like that, how do you expect me to refuse? The words that I spoke must have been filled with that happiness, because I certainly couldn't contain it all. I mean, I don't think I want you to die. Of course you don't, but I smiled, one final tear sliding down my cheek. Hibari! Having received my affirmation, happiness broke over Ichiya's face in a wave big enough to rival the ones crashing against the cliff behind us. But just then, Ichiya! We have like all the guys just watching us. What? The last voice I expected to hear in a place like this. Oh, your brother. Did you know your brother was involved in a car chase? We turned around in surprise to see Kazu, of all people, running up behind us. Kazuya? He must have been running for quite a while, because I could see him breathing heavily. Sweat was beaded on his forehead. Jeez, Ichiya. I didn't think you'd take things this far. This is nuts. I could hear a smile behind all his scolding. Though, it looks like our contest has finally come to a conclusion. Only you would ever come up with such a spectacularly overdramatic confession. I admit, I lose, Ichiya. Kazu started applauding, his smile moving from his voice to his face. Ichiya stared in confusion. Kazuya? What are you doing here? You better not forget to thank the network of friends you built up while living in that house. What do you mean? Kasuga contacted me, letting me know that you left your will at the house and embarked on this craziness. Kazu glanced over at Kasuga, Taiga, and the others. You've earned their respect, I see. Guys. The others smiled back at us, some shyly, some begrudgingly, but all with relief. That aside, Ichiya, don't you have something you ought to say? Huh? Like what? To your fiancé. He's backing down? After that stunt? I mean, if he pushes any harder, Ichiya just... It'll be a scandal. Like, it's gonna take Hibari, and then his brother is gonna be involved in this. Ichiya's eyes widened, and he whirled around to face me. Hibari, you meant what you said? I wasn't hallucinating that whole exchange, was I? Did you really choose me? Don't say I chose you. Huh? I say that I confessed. Those words weren't easy for me to put out there, I'll have you know. As if to prove my words true. My cheeks turned cherry red, not from the chill of the wintry air, but from happiness and a bit of shyness. Ichiya stared, absorbing the sight. He began to shake. Oh no! Until his knees gave out, he collapsed on the ground in a pile, making the emotions running high here. Sheesh. I kneeled down in front of him, reached out slowly. Aww. And gently cradled his head on my shoulders. There's so much trauma here, we gotta like unwrap. Ichiya shuddered hard once, and then... Hibari! Freaking blubbering, the dam broke, and the tears gushed forth. You always end up a weepy mess, don't you? He was bawling hard enough to make a romance novel heroine reconsider her commitment. Good thing Ichiya had me. Yeah, it's probably good that you fell for me, huh? I gently stroked his hair, and back as he cried. Quietly, I took a breath and thought to myself. Because I can't deny, I love this part of you. It's cute. Smoogie had known my true heart all along. I looked down at Ichiya, who continued to cry while clutching me. I felt my heart flutter. The sight was adorable. Apparently I had a type after all, I guess? I mean, it's like, all the guys I kind of had weird types too, like Naito with the stepping, and I don't know, Shion was like the coddling one. Meanwhile, this is like the reverse, we have to coddle Ichiya. I thought I was about to have a heart attack. Oh geez, I'm disappointed in myself. I was so shocked I couldn't even move. I mean, it was kind of a sticky situation. You could have been like, you could have tried to tackle him, but then you might have just like went both off the cliff. Oh well, they're both safe. All's well that ends well, as they say. Still, can't live without you. Seriously? To think the idiot would go to such lengths to prove it. Ugh. And the babe was okay with all that? Jeez. I'd like to think I understand at least a little. No one has gone that far, fortunately, but it's certainly not a fun conundrum to be in. After all, how are you supposed to refuse when they tell you that? Wait, so you've been through that sort of thing too? That's Shion for you. He's like, I know something a little bit about manipulation here. Good. Mr. Mitsumori said what he needed to say in the nick of time. Hold on, Kasuga. You're telling me you saw this coming? Well, I didn't believe things would go this far. However, I knew those were exactly the words Miss Hibari needed to hear. Ever since she was a child, she has desperately struggled to find a place where she can belong. So, basically, she has a considerable soft spot for people who are clearly dependent on her. Oh. Very true, though I doubt she expected to receive such a dramatic confession. was kneeling a little too far away to hear what the others were saying. And besides... You said it! I know you did! You said you loved me! I have verbal proof now, just so you know. No takebacks. You can't say that I heard wrong, or that it wasn't what you said. Not anymore. I won't let you. What is he, a child? He's like, no takebacksies. I was too busy trying to soothe my Prince Charming, who'd gone from weepy relief to indignation. Are you really threatening to cling to me? I patted his back, but he pulled a face and shook his head like a child having a tantrum. Say what you want, I don't care. All I want is to be beside you, always. If you abandon me, I'll swear that I really will throw myself off this cliff. Understand? Jesus! Ichiya, put down the red flag, please. He was trying to sound serious, but I had to laugh. Who would ever abandon you? You could never live without me, and I don't think I could ever. I pulled my beloved closer to me as I quietly made a vow to myself. I will never ever let you go. You're my one and only, my destined love. Is that it? Change and say, okay, Christmas. 12/24, Christmas Eve. Okay. Something always has to happen on Christmas. News of yesterday's spectacular car chase through the city was hushed up thanks to the Tojo family's influence. Oh, the party. MC, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce the heir to the Shinzaki group, Kazuya Shinzaki. And the gentleman you all know well, the head of the Tojo family, Takamune Tojo. Wait, they aren't still going on with the freaking engagement, are they? Thank you very much. Good evening. I am Kazuya Shinzaki. Tonight, we have the honor of introducing to all of you the new spectacular joint business venture our two companies will soon be undertaking. Indeed, we have already passed a round of pamphlet which contains an overview. But allow us to take some time to explain the plan to you more thoroughly. I'm sure many of you must feel anxious about this venture, given its impressive scale. But let me assure you that I have the utmost confidence that it will be a profitable partnership for both of our businesses. Indeed, for the whole world. As do I. Though I haven't nearly the breadth or depth of experience as Mr. Tojo, I promise you all that I will do everything in my power to see this venture succeed. Now then, I'm sure all of you are very eager to hear the details, but first... Yes, before we do that, there's one more announcement we would like to make. Ichiya, could you step forward, please? As I'm sure you can all tell, Ichiya is my twin brother. He has adopted the Mitsumori name for himself, but he was born and raised Shinzaki without a doubt. It is my honor to announce that Ichiya Mitsumori has been officially engaged to the Tojo family heir, Miss Hibari Tojo. The old and traditional Tojo, the new and adaptive Shinzaki. With this union, our two families will truly become one. Wait, so like this was always an option? Like, it didn't have to be Kazuya. Like, Hibari was right. We could still do the business side. Like, without the engagement to Kazuya. Why did that have to be like an ultimatum? What? Each half will be there to make up for what the other lacks, working together hand in hand. There is no doubt our joint venture will thrive accordingly. I hope you will all join me in expecting even greater things from both Tojo and Shinzaki in the future. didn't need to do much at all. The announcement's over and done with. That ought to put a cap on a great number of issues. You did well up there. How did it feel to stand in the public spotlight for the first time? I thought I was about to die of nervousness. And you get up on the stage all the time, no problem. Oh no, not really. At most, I'm treated the same as any other invited guest, that's all. You looked like you were sweating buckets up there, but you did manage to make all the proper bows and formalities. I think you did well. Thanks. If it managed to look good for you, then that's all I could ask for. As he winked, if he could do that, maybe he was a bigger man than any of us expected. I thought I would have to keep a close eye on him to make sure the pressure of the Tojo name didn't overwhelm him. But you know, I think he might be more capable of handling it than I initially expected. I smiled at the realization right then. Hey there, you two. Are you enjoying the party? A mirror image of Ichiya's face popped up behind him. Both of us reflexively flinched and gave him guarded looks, his brow furrowed in honest confusion. What? Why so suspicious, Nothing, it's just... honestly anticlimactic. You seemed all too willing to quietly give your blessing to our relationship after everything that happened. Kazuya. Let me guess. You think I'm still up to no good? A little. I mean, considering what you put us through? Was this just like all a game to you? Like you could have killed your brother. Maybe a little bit. Geez, even my dear brother doesn't trust me. Well, Mr. Tojo isn't here to frown disapprovingly. So what the heck, let me spill all the beans. Kazuya glanced to one side and the other before turning back to us, with a mischievous glint in his eyes. He gestured us to lean closer, almost like we were school children sharing a naughty secret. Hey, Ichiya, you know all those obstacles that I threw in your path after I found out you were a suitor? Well, it was all just a little prank I decided to play on you. Payback, you see. It was just a prank, bro. I didn't mean for you to, like, get so desperate that you were gonna throw yourself off a cliff. Oh, God. I figured, okay. Everyone's an asshole here. What? A prank? What the hell are you talking about? And payback? For what? I'm your twin, right? I was kinda upset when you just up and left me behind to go get adopted into some other family. Well, what did you expect? Like, did you ignore the assault that just happened, like, prior to that? I thought, you get back at you for that slight. It's not in my nature to take things lying down, correct? Kazuya, this is like freaking hitting a man while he's down. That's it. Ichiya stared at his twin, agog. Kazuya's lips turned downward into his familiar business-like frown. Excuse me. My twin brother declared out of the blue that he wasn't gonna be my family anymore, and took off. You have the gall to say that's it. But when you left, you said that it would be better for me that way. Well, yes. You can ask her about what that was all about sometime later. Apparently, he still wasn't ready to explain all that face to face. Is he just saying, no, I really love you, even what? Okay. Kazuya is just a monster and not really, like, real. He doesn't even know he's a monster. For someone who was always so mature and businesslike, he had a childlike side to him. Are we just ignoring, like all the trauma that Ichiya went through? It's like, nah, I just wanted you to suffer even more. They certainly are twins. I amusedly compared their similarities while Kazuya fidgeted a little. It was an unusual gesture for him, and he looked away uncomfortably. I knew you know. I realized that our personalities and our way of doing things put too much pressure on you. She gave me a lecture about this too, but it was our fault for not talking to you about how you felt or trying to come to an understanding. Kazuya. Ichiya's eyes were wide. I'm sure he never expected to hear those words from the brother he always regarded as a prodigy who was leagues above him. Kazuya smiled, pulled himself back together, and gave Ichiya a friendly pat on the shoulder. So yeah, it's been far too long. You should come back home for a visit so we can finally get things sorted. Since a certain beloved son moved out with practically no warning, Mom and Dad have been like ghosts. They're worried sick about you. I mean, it was kind of hard to tell with the flashbacks and everything. The whole house has been as lively as a morgue since you left. I don't know why it's Ichiya's responsibility to, like, put them back together. They're the ones who, like, spurned him as a child. Ichiya's lips pressed together tightly as he clearly struggled to hold back the emotion welling up inside him. All of the families are just like emotional manipulators. It's like when you hear stories about like parents who are just like terrible to their children, and then like when they act towards other people, they act like they were the victims. Like, oh no, he never visits me anymore. I was like, gee, I wonder why. He never calls anymore. I was like, yeah, there's a reason for that. I gently rubbed his back, reassuring him that I was there. His eyes slid sideways, and his cheeks went pink. Kazuya watched us, a smile playing around the edges of his mouth. He spoke, mischief in his eyes again. Well, don't get me wrong. I had no intention of holding back. I did honestly want her to be mine after all. Now that you have her, you better not buckle under the pressure of the Tojo name, okay? Heh. I'll say this, though. Hibari, if you ever get fed up with your wuss husband, you're welcome to trade him for me. What? As if we're like trading a car or something? The wink he tipped at me was identical to Ichiya's signature move. I wrinkled my nose at him and said, "No, thank you." Yeah, what makes you think I'd ever let you take her away from me? That's a shame. Well, the whole world already knows I lost out anyway. It's probably not worth hoping I have any chance left. The Tojo Patriarch is calling for me. Maybe he wants to talk business already. I'd best be going then. See you later. Oh, see you. Kazuya turned to leave with his usual casual wave, but then he stopped and turned back around. Ichiya, congrats on your first victory over... No. Congrats on your engagement to the woman you truly love. And with that, he walked away. Eventually, the party wound down and came to an uneventful close. Once most of the guests had left, I came out of the powder room after fixing my makeup. I looked around for where I'd left Ichiya while letting out a sigh. It's been so busy the last few days. So much had happened since yesterday's craziness kicked things off. I felt like I've lived through a dream. But this isn't a dream, it's reality. I would marry the man I loved. My beloved Ichiya and myself, together forever. Achoo! I was still indoors, but it was getting a bit chilly. A quick burr escaped me as I hunched over a bit and rubbed my bare arms. I just want to find Ichiya and get home. I took one step forward when... Ichiya? I saw you shiver. Now, let me warm you with my manly arms. Ichiya's warmth wrapped around my chilled skin. Most people had already gone home, yes, but we were still out in public. I opened my mouth to make a smart remark to hide my blush, but then stopped. Ichiya? His embrace was warm, but noticeably tight. We stood in silence for a few moments, and then Ichiya let his thoughts spill out. Do you think what Kazuya said was true? Do you think maybe that my family loved me after all? Oh. No doubt he was feeling conflicted. Slowly, sympathetically, I nodded. I'm sure it's true. Kazuya's a busy man. I doubt he would have taken the time to run all the way to that cliff for a person he doesn't care about. Though I will say his little prank went over the line. I'm annoyed at him for that. But considering he gave us so many opportunities to figure everything out, he must have secretly been cheering us on. Was this his way of trying to get his brother with someone? Certainly a cruel way to do it, but... Besides, he's your brother. If your family made someone as mushy as you, it's unlikely they're cold, uncaring people. Yeah, I guess that's true. So in the end, I just got the wrong vibes off them. He probably didn't doubt what his brother had told him. He likely just wanted confirmation from me. As if to prove me right, I felt a long, deep sigh of relief shudder from him. No, I'm gonna smooch her head. But that's one issue. Letting go of you is another. I'll never let him grab you away from me. Sheesh, this again. What do you think, that my heart is that fickle? No. I know you'll stay by my side. It's just... I can't discount the scenario that I'll turn out to be such a wuss you'll eventually get fed up with me. Did you really just say that out loud? Well, it's true. There's zero possibility I'll ever fool anyone into thinking I'm cool ever again. But hey, if I sink into despair again, I'm sure you'll catch me. I mean, was there ever... Ichiya was never cool. He was always kind of a pathetic poser from the beginning, but... Well then. I suppose even a wuss can be a bit biting when he drops all pretense. So now it's... I'm not just shouldering my own life, huh? Literally? God, we make a ridiculous sight right now. Yes, this is hardly a conversation that two lovers in a normal, healthy relationship would have, and yet... Yeah, the tension is gradually melting away. I think this is just what our love truly is. A love he'd literally put his life on the line to win. All of a sudden, even that seemed ridiculous. We started giggling to ourselves. We're made for each other, there's no doubting that. But somehow, it always seemed like the timing on our communication was a beat behind. Or maybe we were unlucky. But our awkwardness was just part of our life together. As a couple. In fact, it spiced up our relationship. I never knew it was possible to feel this happy. I sank into his warm arms and closed my eyes contentedly. At the end, got the credits. Okay. There's Ichiya's route. that was a little bit of a whirlwind at the end. As I said, the others weren't. I guess it's okay, I'm glad that they're happy, but I'm kind of not happy with all the red flags Ichiya was waving around at the end. And everyone just seemed kind of an asshole. For just setting this up and driving them into a corner. And it's no one was a good person here. Grandfather set this up. like Kazuya also in it, setting up this like whole like competitive debacle, and Ichiya almost died for it. And like, there's ignoring all the trauma that he had to like go through and like continue to go through. Just like mad at so many people. Mad at so many people on this route. It certainly was. Oh, lovebirds. I'm gonna go for that cheesy drink. I guess it certainly was dramatic though. It was a very dramatic route. But not my favorite. I understand why they suggested you do it last though. Because like the whole reveal that like Kazuya was like the fiance that the Brand family was just trying to set you up with. And like that was a big reveal. I still say probably my favorite route. I still like Naito and Taiga's route. Like Ichiya's route just felt like kind of cruel. Like overall. Alright, our future with Ichiya begins. Is there like a little after chapter? Oh, we got a Wiz message. Gotta remember to check that on the gallery. Okay. With the party behind us, Ichiya and I were now officially engaged. Our marriage was still a long way off, of course. We would simply be lovers until I had at least graduated from college. I don't know why they didn't give her more. They could have given her more time. Simple lovers. He's exasperated at like all this shenanigans. You seem to be amused, miss. Did something agreeable happen? Kasuga caught me grinning to myself. His gentle admonishment made me look away embarrassed. It's nothing. Is that so? His smirk indicated that he saw straight through me. He can be such a pain. Kasuga set out tea, his face now perfectly composed. It galled me to no end, and I knew it. And he knew it, but I'm sure he's happier for me than anyone. I knew that had to be true. At least Kasuga didn't mind this. The only one he did not like was Shion. He's just ready to crash out and leave over Shion. He's like fine with the wuss husband. He's fine with the dumb husband. Fine with Taiga. In the chaos that climaxed with Ichiya's confession, I realized that he had helped Ichiya out behind the scenes more than once. But more than that, he helped me realize something very important. Kasuga. Yes. He turned to look at me. I adjusted my posture and said with all seriousness, "Thank you for scolding me. If you hadn't said what you did, I think I would have spent my life relying on others to do everything for me." His eyes widened ever so slightly, a rare sight that he was truly shocked. It seems you've matured enormously, Miss Hibari. I'm happy to see that. He gave me a gentle, earnest smile. Kasuga would always be precious to me. After all, he was the person who saved me from a prison of loneliness. But the feelings I had for him weren't like the strong, passionate feelings I had for Ichiya. What I felt for him was more like the warm, gentle affection one felt towards a family member. At the end of the day, my love is pledged to Ichiya. But Kasuga, you're still very important to me. I'd be quite lost if you were to ever leave me. And I was like saved her when she was like lonely after losing her parents, and she was like Briar Rose. It's like in Shion's route. It's like putting walls against everyone. I noticed you won't go as far as to say I can't live without you. That'd be cringy. I understand, miss. Those words are for Mr. Mitsumori alone. His eyes were gentle. But please do not forget, even if there should ever come a time when we must part, you will always be everything to me. No one could ever replace you. It was the same for me. I know. Thank you, Kasuga. Time passed. The busy New Year's holiday bustled by. A new school semester was about to begin. Good morning, Ichiya. He's still wife. He is going to be the wife. He's going to be in the kitchen. Morning, Hibari. Breakfast is almost ready. Have a seat and I'll bring it over in a minute. Thank you. I rubbed the last of the sleep from my eyes and settled into my usual seat. A moment later, Ichiya brought over breakfast with elegant movements. Plate after plate of delicious, freshly prepared food was set before me. And with a flourish that was becoming well practiced, he leaned forward and dropped a now habitual good morning kiss on my lips. Oh my. Though we performed it several times by now, I had to admit it was still kind of embarrassing. Sheesh. Now that you know I won't rebuke you, you're trying to get away with every little bit of mischief possible, aren't you? Any future crazy occurrences aside, we're engaged now, right? I don't see any reason why I should hold back. Heck, I'm actually a little sad that I'm the only one who initiates Operation Morning Kiss every day. And your point is? I'd really like it if you take the initiative and kiss me every once in a while. Please. Ichiya could be so demanding when he really wanted to be. Well, I suppose I'll try, but it's still embarrassing for me, so close your eyes. Huh? You really do it? You were the one who asked me to. Why are you acting so surprised? Now shut up and close your eyes. Right. I likewise squeezed my eyes shut. I tilted my chin back and pushed up onto my toes to reach for Ichiya's lips when suddenly... Why are you guys still here? Morning. Good morning, everyone. They're just our kids now. We have to feed them. We have an obligation. Good morning. Breakfast smells wonderful as always. The kitchen rang with cheerful morning salutations, causing Ichiya and I to freeze in place. It was an awkward position to be caught in, but the other three were used to it by now. They ignored us and sat. Well, ain't you two all lovey-dovey this morning? What else is new? Anyway, hey Ichiya, I'm in the mood for fried eggs and toast this morning. Oh, I want more of last night's curry. Are there any leftovers? I think I'll be fine with some simple vegetable soup this morning. I'm not very peckish. Why does he still have to cook for them? It's over. Get out of here. Now. The other three weren't shy about expressing their impatience. They beat on the table with utensils, which was more than Ichiya could take. He snapped. Would you three knock it off already? How many times are you going to barge in on our private moments before you've had enough? Heck, why are the three of you even still living here? Why, he asks. Bro, we only agreed to that temporary ceasefire so we could get rid of Kazuya. Yep, and we said once that was done, we were going right back to being rivals, right? Wait, did they still think they have a chance? Like the engagement was already announced. What? You can't be serious. We're already officially engaged. Say, you know what's a cool phrase? Stolen hearts. Something about it suggests mayhem and adventure, eh? Are they gonna try to steal Hibari until like the wedding day or something? Like never gonna let them have a romantic moment. They're just gonna... and then they're into NTR or something. I don't know. If you want adventure, go out and play a... Okay, I wasn't expecting Ichiya to say that. If you want adventure, go out and play in traffic or something. Hibari's mine, and I won't let you have her. Ugh. I rolled my eyes and exhaled. Though things like this are just cute distractions compared to what Kazuya did, I suspect they all just want to enjoy living together with us a little longer. A glance at Ichiya told me he was actually taking their ribbing seriously. I would have to intervene before he got too upset. I'm just gonna make him fall into a fit. Now, the three of you can live without me. Ichiya, not so much. He just loves me that deeply. Oh. The three of them reacted to my statement with an overdramatic vocalizations. I gave them all an annoying glance and continued. If you all want to steal my heart that badly, you're gonna have to one-up Ichiya's stunt. Try skydiving from the stratosphere without a parachute. Yeesh. You sure that's insane enough, babe? Yeah, that doesn't sound possible. If you wanted me to just jump from a building, I'm pretty sure I can manage. Might break my legs, but no big. Wait, what? Oh, you're sure, are you? There. They would chase each other's tails for a while. I nodded to myself and reached over to take Ichiya's hand. He was standing there wide-eyed for some reason, so I gently started to steer him towards the door. Let's just forget about them for now. Right. The others watched us with knowing smirks, but I ignored them as I led Ichiya from the kitchen into the living room. We could eat our breakfast in peace later. Seriously, those guys need to get out. Anyway, where shall we go on today's date? Huh? We can go for lunch. Go for lunch, to a movie, or just for a drive, or whatever else, I guess. I'm happy as long as I'm with you. Ichiya's vague answer drew my attention to the conflicted look on his face. But, Hibari, am I imagining things, or have you gotten really strong? Are you manhandling him? I suspected he was referring to the events in the kitchen. I looked up at him and said frankly, but it's all true, right? Or were you lying when you said you'd literally die if I ever abandoned you? What? No, of course not. I meant every word, and it made me happy beyond words when you accepted me. It's just, I don't know. This isn't quite what I imagined, I guess. And you adapted to it so quickly. A part of me can't help but worry that you really did say yes out of pity. There it was. Even though we were officially lovers, Ichiya's pessimism was still alive and well. I'm gonna, reassure him for, the rest of our lives. That doesn't stop you from begging me for kisses every date, does it? Well, when I thought about it, that pessimism is what drove him to act all lovey-dovey every day. He needed to constantly reassure himself that this was all real. Sheesh. Of course I didn't choose you out of pity. Someone who values me above their pride or even their life. Someone who will give me a place where I know I belong. Someone who will never let go of me, even if a doppelganger were to somehow show up and demonstrate she's superior to me in every way. That's my ideal man, Ichiya. If I didn't make it painfully clear, I wanted as I backwards. If I didn't make it painfully clear I wanted him, he'd act pessimistic and gloomy. I had to make it as obvious as punch to the nose. I promise I love you. And that is why I love you. After all we've been through, I don't think I'd ever want to live a life where you're not by my side. Now tell me, do you still think I made my choice out of pity? No, Ichiya fidgeted as bewildered embarrassment nearly overwhelmed him. I smiled. He began to fidget even harder as his cheeks flushed pink. Then he smiled back at me. No, I don't. Heck, if I'd known that, it would have made things so much easier. True, Ichiya's pessimism was troublesome, but it wasn't as if I was a flawless human being either. But even though I'm not lacking for aggravating traits, you're going to love me. Without my love, you'll wither and die, right? Ichiya's smile grew wider as he delivered the answer that was already in our hearts. You've got that right. Now I feel bad, like, for the rats that we didn't choose them. I guess in the other rats, though, like we didn't, like, foster as much love, so, like, he probably didn't get his hopes up as high. So he could just, like, gracefully bow out. He pulled me into an embrace. I love you, Hibari. No matter how high you build that wall around your heart, no matter what obstacles get in our way, I'll tear it all down, even if it takes everything I have. Moan and groan all you want about getting snagged by a man with so much baggage. Just never let me go, please. Sheesh. All of that, and he still couldn't help being anxious. I reached my hands up around his neck. And then... oh, a consensual kiss this time. Our lips met. And, like, the guys are probably, like, in the... just, like, peeking out behind the kitchen or something. Our accidental first kiss was one thing, but the kisses we shared now, that we were in love, they were so much sweeter, so much warmer, so much more genuine. I love you, Ichiya. I love you so much. I wish that I could send that adoration through my lips and into his, so that it would soothe the restless and fragile heart, so that he would be subsumed by me and all the more. I love you. I whispered that between kisses as Ichiya's arms encircled me even more tightly. Our relationship wouldn't always go smoothly, but I was sure that an immeasurable deep love would bind the two of us together. Until the day came when we pledged our love before God. But that day was still a ways off. Until then, I planned to thoroughly enjoy our life as lovers. Oh, we got another whiz message. Go to gallery and read it. Is that the end of the route? That's the end. End of... oh, a true board is unlocked. Well, that'll be next time. We'll do the true board. Okay, so let's check out the gallery. Let's check out the whiz messages before I forget that they're there. Oh, we got one from Kazu. Take one from Kazu first. As your brother. Hi, Hibari. I guess this is the first time I get to talk to you as your eventual brother-in-law. Hello, what is it? I was hoping to talk to you directly after the party, but Ichiya kept shooting daggers at me every time I got close. Oh, it's okay, I understand. I do mean to mend my relationship with him. It'll just take time. That's good to hear. I'm sure once he settles down, he'll come to understand too. Thanks. So, what was it you needed? Oh yeah. I know I don't need you to say this, but you are aware he gets depressed easily, right? I did notice, yes. Personally, I think he gets that way because he's the kindest person I know. Hibari, is something wrong? Sure, you just took me by surprise. You weren't expecting that, huh? Lol. But you know, I've always been secretly proud of how kind he is. He's just a total dork about it. If things backfire on him, could you offer support? Cheer him up. You could even tell him directly that you're proud of him. It's like the freaking miscommunication here is just like absurd. It's like they can't even tell, like, they can't even like reassure like his own family, his own brother, to the point that he had to like get a complex. It'll sound snarky coming from me. I can see that. But I hope you'll work towards being able to say that one day. For you and for him. I'll try. Sheesh, it looks like both of us brothers have a hard time saying no to you. I'm not that demanding. In return, if anything ever happens between you two, come to me. I can listen to your problems. You know how good I am at that. Causing problems. No, listening to problems that you mean. As long as you have no ulterior motives. No, I don't. Not anymore. Not anymore. You're my sister-in-law now. You can be chill around me. Thank you very much. Do that over. Huh? Don't you think that's too formal a reply for your big bro? Really? Thanks. I'm glad we get to be family, big bro Kazuya. Can I brag about that to Ichiya? What? No. Aw. Some other time then, at the usual cafe in person. Sheesh. So gonna secretly meet with him? I'm looking forward to it. That's gonna be awkward. What if Ichiya find out? He's gonna blow a gasket. Alright, Ichiya, I'll get stronger. Today's date was a lot of fun. Of course, the time I spent with you is always amazingly enjoyable. But you've been taking the lead so often lately, I'm starting to feel kind of pathetic. I promise I'll get stronger, strong enough to keep you safe. I think you're fine the way you are. I can't stay this way. I want to be a man you can rely on. What if I say I like you just as you are? Huh? Now that's unfair. That's flattering and conflicting. I'm happy that you want to get stronger for me. But I don't want you to turn yourself into someone that you aren't. Hibari. So don't force yourself, okay? I still care about you, even if you're a crybaby. Ichiya? Ichiya, answer me. I'm sorry, that was, well, kind of a shock. Still, I really want to be stronger. Aw, but you don't have to. Hibari, I've been thinking this for a while, but does it amuse you a bit when I cry, or am I imagining things? He's like, no, do we have some sort of weird kink here? Hello? Answer. Hibari? No comment. That ends like that. No, we can. Tsumugi somehow gaslighted us into thinking that we have a crying kink. Okay. Alright, so that's that. Oh god. Okay, that went on for pretty long for like being technically the last chapter of the board. That was a pretty long chapter. Okie doke. So we're not done with Ichiya's route yet, though. So we still have to get the other endings and the other illustrations, the other CGs. But we'll do that in the next episode. And then after that, we'll do the true board. It says it's the true board unlocks after doing like all the love endings. So I guess we like technically don't. If you just want to see like all the main routes, you just have to do all the love endings. You don't have to do like the sad or the bad endings. I kind of like some of the endings. They kind of like reiterate what they would do. Like the normal ends just feel like an inevitable, like they're gonna get engaged anyway. They just like kind of work on themselves a little bit more. Bad endings not so much. It's mostly just her being like, I give up. Or like the sad pining forever with Taiga. That one was sad. Alright, but anywho, yeah, I need a little break here. Hope you guys are having a fun and relaxing time. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.